turns the crank that works the thingamy-bob. It's the ticklish sort of job, making a thing for a thingamy-bob, especially when you don't know what it's for. But it's the girl that makes the thing that thrills the hole, that holds the ring, that works the thingamy-bob, that makes the end.
Things, faces, friends, places, years and moments half forgotten, laughs, fears, songs, tears. Memories are made of this. I remember a time of crisis, the time of a slogging match in which it seemed that the gods had decreed that we must always come off the worst. Yet still, in 1942, day after day, we went on working, planning, fighting. Blow for blow, an eye for an eye, a time with no future in it, relieved only by the fitful light of bombers' moons. The darkest hours that, though we didn't know it then, were in reality the end of the beginning. This is what remained of the United States fleet in Pearl Harbor after December the 7th, 1941. The day the Japanese bombers drove the nails into the coffin of American isolationism. For America, a spectacle strangely unreal, like that too of a British Prime Minister addressing the United States Senate in typical style, driving in the last nail.
I am so glad to be able to place before you members of the Senate and of the House of Representatives at this moment, when you are entering the war, the proof that with proper weapons and proper organization, we are able to beat the life out of the savage Nazi. Lastly, if you will forgive me for saying it, to me the best tidings of all, the United States, united as never before, has drawn the sword for freedom and cast away the scabbard.
Yes, America had drawn the sword, and that in the 20th century meant petrol rationing and registration and forms and air raid precautions. Such things had become familiar to Europe since the days of the first bombs in the Spanish Civil War. To America, they were new. Planes then didn't have the range they have now, so no bombs fell on her soil. But that wasn't to say that she wasn't ready to receive them if they had. The die was cast and the great American production machine was swinging into gear for war. With such a potential, defeat for the Axis was certain, given time. But that was what they were hardly likely to grant us. That spring, the first American units seen in Europe since 1919 were marching through London's streets. In 1919, they'd been called doughboys. Now they were GIs, but just as welcome. Got any gum, chum? The standing alone, the real blitz, these were over. The flying bombs had yet to come. But in 1942, that didn't prevent you from being killed by an unexploded bomb dropped 6 months before that suddenly decided to remain unexploded no longer. For the freshly arrived GIs, first experience of what it was like to live in a land separated from the enemy by only 20 miles of water. Yet as you watched the girl who made the thing that was going to win the war, going about her day, or the kids in the schoolyards, you would hardly have realized the close proximity of Adolf Hitler. But no trips to Bowes-Lyon now, only Norway.